Hi everyone, my name is Anthwon Thomas here with the Silverline Real Estate Group, and in today's video I wanted to talk about inspections and kind of how the whole inspection negotiations work. So as a buyer, when a buyer offers on a property, in that purchase agreement or offer there will be a part where the buyer can indicate that they want to have a full professional inspection conducted on the property that they're buying. Okay, that window is typically about 14 to 21 days, sometimes even shorter than that. And then that will allow the buyer to get a professional to get in there to inspect the property so they can figure out what's going on with the property, the integrity of the property, so on and so forth. When the buyer gets the report back, that buyer will sit down with his or her agent, and then they'll discuss in detail which items that they are considering asking for the seller to repair. All right. Now, the seller, they are not obligated to fix anything. They're not obligated to fix all of it. You know, they can decide what they want to do. This is just a part of inspections, all right, and negotiations and inspections. So once that buyer decides what they want to have fixed, they'll write up an addendum, and then they'll send it over to the seller's agent and the seller for them to discuss. The seller will take it, they'll sit down, they'll figure out what items that they want to fix. Sometimes they'll fix all of it, sometimes they'll fix some of it, sometimes they'll fix none of it. Okay, everything is negotiable. All right, there can be cases if the seller declines to fix anything at all, and it wasn't priorly indicated to the buyer that the seller was selling the property as is, that could cause the buyer to back out. Okay, it's definitely happened before. If there was no indication that the property was being sold as is prior to the buyer offering on the property. All right, most times the seller will negotiate and will be open to, you know, fixing some repairs, but they can make their decision, and then they'll send their response back to the buyer, hoping to get the buyer in agreement. Both sides are in agreement to be able to move forward. Inspections normally are right around $300, can be as high as $750, depending on what you want to get done, also size of the house, so on and so forth. But it's a negotiation period. Normally the buyer will cover the cost of the inspection, but again, it can be negotiated for the seller to cover the cost. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, that's how the inspection negotiations work. That whole process, once you get your offer accepted, you then start right away the inspection negotiation process. It's very important as a buyer and even as a seller that you have a very strong agent, knowledgeable, reputable agent representing you, protecting you, to make sure that you're not gonna, you won't cost you a whole bunch of money or causing one side of the transaction, whether it's the buyer side or the seller side, to back out. Okay, the inspection negotiation period is a very critical time, so it's very important that you have a strong agent, making sure that they're helping you through that process. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your Silverline Real Estate Group agent, and we'll be happy to help you. You guys have a good one.